From the gun, Kaiser. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Third and long for Kaiser. Escaping the pressure right. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And a big third down conversion with a gain of 28.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Mixon with a first down carry. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Artie Burns, the cornerback, brings him down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On third down, Kaiser escapes the sack. And that is incomplete. It was Jalen Mills getting a hand in there defensively.
Well, there's a bunch of pressure that time on third down. They nearly got him. Probably should have gotten him, but he's able to escape the pocket. But unfortunately, by then, that play had already broken down.
And Bullock will put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
To throw on second down is gone. And he slings one that's incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. And it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency. Only the second quarter. A lot of time to change this. Here's Goff. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Here's Goff now on second down. He's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up first and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. They come out here in the eye. On the keeper, here's Goff. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Jared Goff scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Rams have got this back to a 1-score game. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Going deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Flex round. Ohio.
A first down throw for Kaiser. Going to throw deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage. Especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Flex round.
A second down throw now for Kaiser. The dump-off gets him only 1, and now you're looking at a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Kaiser. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Bullock will put this one through, and the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Oh, a heck of a move. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team. Right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Being chased out left. And he slides to avoid the hit. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The Rams on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw, Goff. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. The great blocking nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
On 1st and 10, Kaiser. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Flex round! Flex round!
On 2nd down, Kaiser again. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, Kaiser. Dancing to his left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Ohio! Ohio! Ohio!
2nd down, Kaiser. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Flex round! Flex round! Ha-ha! Ha-ha!
To throw is Kaiser. And Eifert has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Kaiser now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! 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 Ohio!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a minimal.
For him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
Now a 2nd down throw for Kaiser. Looking deep for Julio. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Another carry now for Gurley. And now running right through it. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Airing it out for Hearns. That's caught inside the 20. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
From the red zone now. Gone. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Jordan Willis. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Goff. Eluding the pressure right. That is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the play.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley taking it in from a yard out. And the Rams have tied the game with the extra point to come. Point after, right down the middle. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing again is Kaiser on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. Now he's going to let it go deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Kaiser on 1st down. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. He got 29 yards that time. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
1st down, Kaiser. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Julio Jones. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bengals are in for 6. To the air again, Kaiser. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Switzer now to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's Gurley, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the fourth and final quarter. The Rams on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Looking downfield for Jones. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
After the interception, here's Gone. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Derek Rivers in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down, here's Gone. Throw left side, taken in by Miller. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Now a 1st down throw. Gone. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Gerald Everett, 45 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the 4th. A shotgun snap for Goff. Flush to his right. And this is incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Nickel Roby brings him down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Again, it's Mixon. And an alley to run. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. They'll try to throw here. Kaiser. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it's third down. Kaiser to throw it. It escapes the sack. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They convert on third with a gain of 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And now it's third down. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure, and if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
He's back to throw. This is caught. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. In for the score. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in the 4th. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Kaiser to throw. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Rams now coming out on the field. to throw. Escaping the pressure right. It's caught right side. It turns. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He got 29 yards that time.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Hey, 76, tell him. 76. 76.
Back to throw. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Now it's gone. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Gone. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now?
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Here's Kaiser. Eluding the pressure right. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio!
Now Kaiser. Flushed out right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll take it out past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Looking deep for Julio. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Come on, let's go. Grand 38. Grand 38.
On 2nd down, Kaiser again. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Flex round. Ohio.
On 1st and 10, Kaiser being chased out left. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Flex round. Ohio.
Now a 2nd down throw for Kaiser. He's going to look deep down the field. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Working out of the gun. Here's Kaiser. Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Samson Abukum able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done. Now part 2. Tackled by Jordan Willis. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Rams on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Goff with his first throw in OT. Escaping the pressure right. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Here's Johnny Hecker now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Cincinnati now ready to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Kaiser now to throw on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And, partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a 1st down or big yardage. Because whether you're in zone or man, it's easy to lose track of him because you don't always have someone assigned to him. And once he goes, now everybody's scrambling to try and tackle him.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A handoff to Mixon, and he's going to get this one down to the 30. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about. A long field goal to win it, so definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for the Bengals, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for L.A., they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle